Welcome everyone to iSpring Suite 8 release webinar. One more time. As it has been released just a couple of days ago, we want to tell you one more time more about new features and about improvements on which our company has been working for more than a year. So iSpring 8 is a powerful tool for developing e-learning content, and it doesn't require trainings. Because it's so easy to use, and as it was created for busy people. I hope you know what I mean. So what makes iSpring Suite better? It has the new screen recording tool, conversation simulator, video lecture player, the enhanced audio and video editor, and many more. Okay, so it was the short overview of iSpring Suite 8. My name is Daria, and today I have Mark Simon with High Mark Solutions, and I hope we will have Mike Cochran, technical guru of iSpring. He's on his way, and Gina, Shrek, and we all help us to explore the new version. And after, we will cover all your questions that you might have. So don't forget to send them during the presentation. And the last thing, we have a surprise for you. So stay with us. And then in the end, we will share this surprise. And that's it. I'm ready to turn over and let Mark start.
I love surprises.
We love presents. We want presents.
Well, thank you, Daria. Let's see. So I'm Mark Simon, and I'm an independent consultant in the Boston area. I build a lot of e-learning on behalf of my clients. I use a lot of different tools, including iSpring, and iSpring is one of my favorite tools. So one of the reasons that I love iSpring is its reliability, and iSpring 8 appears to be basically right in that same realm. I often argue with the iSpring folks that they should release their products earlier, but they won't release their products until it's ready. And really, it's such a stable product. They have a lot of pride in their stability of the product. And as a e-learning designer, one of the things that I really appreciate is that when I'm using the product, that first of all, it's reliable while I'm building it, and then the output, is reliable as well. I do like also the notion of PowerPoint-based tools. I know I do use the non-PowerPoint-based tools such as Storyline and Captivate and Lectura Inspire. However, there is a time and place where the PowerPoint-based tool winds up being a big advantage. And so, when I use a PowerPoint tool, when I want to use a PowerPoint tool, I just like the fact of going to iSpring where I can rely on what I've built inside the PowerPoint is exactly what I'm going to get with the e-learning output. And some of the other tools do some of the other PowerPoint features, but really no tool does all of the PowerPoint features the way that iSpring does. Anything else you would like me to add?
I think we need to address the very first question that Melissa, I think it was, that said, can iSpring be any more awesome? Because there's your answer right there. No, it can't.
Far as I can tell, it cannot. Yes. I do like it. I really do like all the features. So.
Cool. Okay, then I think Michael will show us the features, and then we will answer questions during the presentation itself.
Great.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions, even from last week, and then questions already coming in. So this is great.
Okay.
And Michael, you're hearing us, I'm assuming? Oh, we don't hear you.
Yes, and we're not hearing Michael. So, Gina, do you want to try to address some of the questions that have come in?
Yes, and it was Melissa. Melissa, thanks for that awesome setup question. We like those easy questions. Let's see. Here's a technical question. In iSpring 8, will there be an option for the user to return to the course or the lesson after taking the quiz?
Let's see. And I'm not sure if there's a specific routine for that. I'm going to yield that question over to Michael when he comes in.
Okay.
So they're talking about after they take the quiz, the option for them to return back to the lesson?
Right. And it may be similar. Can iSpring 8 offer a way for a learner offer the learner a chance to test out of viewing the course content at the beginning of a course. If they fail the first attempt, can they view the? So then basically, can they then opt out and take the test again? Does anyone know that?
Yes, absolutely. So you can always specify whether you want the actions based on the learner passing the test or not passing the test.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of different options there, including the fact that it's a very simple control, just to say let the user take this test as many times as possible. Let them take it twice or 3 times or whatever the number is.
If you have to set that up in the beginning.
Or halfway through it, and each time that you publish, it'll take the settings one more time. So if you initially set it up as, okay, we're going to allow them to take it 2 times, and then you decide, okay, we're only going to allow them to take it once, you can republish anytime.
Okay, Nicholas, hopefully that answered your question. If not, I'm clicking and clearing the question if I think we've answered. If you don't think that we've answered it, definitely put back in there. Wait, I have elaborate a little more to help us understand. Well, let's see. I currently run a trial version of version 7 of Suite on my MacBook's boot camp. Have you any issues running version 8 in boot camp on my MacBook Pro Retina? The font size is very small in QuizMaker version.
Because it's a Retina, and like when we have the Retina display, it's always have this smaller size. Unfortunately, because of the screen. I also ran iSpring products on my MacBook using Parallels, so I don't think that we can do something for this because it's.
So the solution for Lynn is stronger glasses.
Yes, the resolution on that.
Right. Yeah. So that makes sense. Oh. I'm telling you, fonts on everything seems like it's getting smaller. It's just my age, I think.
Lynn, I don't know, you just need to zoom out and then try to work on it, because at this moment we are not able to make our products like for Retina display ready.
Right, so it's the Retina. Okay. Okay, Michael, are you? Oh, no, we don't hear you. And Mark had the same issue. But you did the same thing. He left and came back in. So somehow it's not pulling the microphone that you
component of it.
Mark, can you please tell us what is your favorite features in iSpring 8?
So there's the let's see, TalkMaster is actually a great new feature. I find as I go through a lot of different clients. Having the little role play of just, okay, what do you say in response if the customer says this? What do you say if you're a manager and your employee says something? There's all kinds of different role play opportunities in training in general. And I think having that conversation piece, and it's a really simple to use tool with TalkMaster, where you've got somebody says one thing, what are you going to say in response? And basically it branches off into, okay, maybe you'll have 3 different kinds of responses. And based on this response, what do you think will happen? Based on that response, what do you think will happen? So it's a great learning tool for a variety of different situations. And I think TalkMaster might be my favorite feature.
Right. What do you think about the enhanced audio and video editor? Have you tried the new audio and video editor?
Yes, it's definitely a great step in the right direction. The fact that we can now adjust volume very easily, we can take snippets of audio and delete as needed for those little mistakes that we make along the way. I do some of the recording.
Waited features, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I said we were waiting for this feature for so long time.
Yes, and it's great to have it here. I have to say, as a narrator, an occasional narrator, I can't speak for longer than a minute at a time without making a mistake. I don't know why it is, but it's nice to be able to have that little deletion tool, just to say, okay, you know what, delete this part or delete that part, let alone volume control and some of the other enhancements.
Right. We have a new question, Mark, and I know that you know the answer. So here's the question. What browsers do iSpring support? Can iSpring support all the browsers? Like, example, HTML5 and Flash support? Does it auto switch between the two? Because I know that, yeah.
Yes, and yes, and yes. You know, honestly, this is one of the big things that I love iSpring for, is no matter what the user's coming in at it with, and I'm not even just talking browsers, we're talking devices.
Right.
You know, the reliability of this, and I don't just test e-learning tools and play with a lot of the different ones. I play with LMSs as well. iSpring's behavior, the output code, just works. You know, on many more devices, and it's much more stable than a lot of other tools. You know, there's a little magic that's thrown in with some of the other tools, but the HTML5 code that's the output of the iSpring conversion from the PowerPoint, you know, just is really solid.
Right.
So for specific browsers, just to let you know, I generally test on at least Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Mozilla, even though Firefox is fading away and it's not quite as popular. And iSpring's found, even in Internet Explorer, I know there's a lot of Internet Explorer users out there, and I'm not exactly sure why, because
I know. What? Like,
well, I'm working at one company that's using Internet Explorer 8, and I'm working at another company that uses Internet Explorer 9, and it's up to version 11. But I know iSpring, when it outputs HTML5, it has figured out that it can display HTML5 on Internet Explorer 9, even though if you go to HTML5test.com, I believe it is, they'll tell you, please don't even try HTML5 on that browser. But really, iSpring's output works on Internet Explorer 9. So you know, even if you're stuck with an older version of a browser, a lot of times iSpring will work on that.
Right. Thanks, Mark, for the answer.
Check. 1, 2.
oh, yay!
Oh yeah, finally.
Hi, Michael.
Hi everybody.
Michael, it's your turn. We're ready. We're ready.
He's going, wait, I just got here.
Are you able to show iSpring 8 with the new features? Can you just make a screen record, screen sharing?
Yeah, sure. I'll be happy to.
How are you doing today, Michael?
Good, thank you.
He's going, it would have been better if my mic would have worked the first time.
That's what he's got in the
Yeah,
back
I
of his
don't know,
mind.
but by some reason, with the same settings, I just restarted my
We were
Chrome browser.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to restart a program. I know that.
Yeah, of all people, you know that.
Okay, so should we go through the same features from the from last time when we had a webinar, or should we do like more focused approach according to the questions that we
We
had
can
this time?
a quick overview of new features, and then they answer the question that we had last time.
Okay, great. So the major feature eventually would be adding a simulation, a dialogue simulation. So we can create. Okay, first, this is a new presentation, so I would save it on my desktop. Presentation 1. And the good thing about simulation is that you can create it as a standalone activity, or you can incorporate it into the e-learning course that you create in PowerPoint, and you're going to convert with iSpring for the web format. So we just keep downloading, and we can create a simple dialogue simulation. Pick up any character. Also, you can upload any character you like. So, for example, this guy. Well, he looks a little bit mean. Let's take another guy.
A friendly face.
And we can choose a background. Of course, you can use any background you want, but let's select some cozy background for this interaction. So this guy would be our host in a restaurant. We can add some replies. You have table, or we can ask
How long?
anything else. What time is it? Actually, this dialogue simulation is tend to train sales team or support team staff in order to simulate some live conversations, so it will not do any harm to your business while you'll have a real situation with your employees going live. Okay, so as you can see, you can add many responses to one question, and you can create a new scene based on the response. Okay, we do not serve. Time, go away. And if we preview this dialog, this will be automatically adapted to different screen resolutions. Or let me just quickly publish to show you how it looks like. Actually, from the publishing dialog, we can publish to our computer, to iSpring Cloud. It is a great place to share your presentations and any other activities created with iSpring. You can upload it to your iSpring Learn LMS profile, or upload to any third-party LMS, for example, Blackboard or Saba. So let's save it on our computer first. I usually use mobile output because it's faster and it's mobile and desktop friendly, and the conversion time is faster.
Oh, Sandrine is saying that the video is frozen. Hopefully it is fixed. It looks like it did freeze for a second, and now.
Video for my.
No, I think it's probably Google Plus. I think Google Plus is giving us problems lately.
Okay, so as you can see, the dialog automatically adapts to different screen sizes. For example, it looks great on your iPhone without any customization.
That's great.
We can also rotate our screen.
Here's the question: Can the customer add audio files at the simulator?
At the dialog simulator. Okay, it's a good question. But you can actually add just pictures and emotions to the guy. I think it's a plan for next releases.
Yeah, in version 8.2, we're going to have this feature.
Yeah, and of course, because now we have this nice audio editing feature, we can incorporate it into any iSpring product, and including dialog simulator, you can record your live replies. And as for video, replies, actually already now you can embed an FLV video with a transparency layer, but it's just easier to use still pictures because this program was designed to use still pictures, but still video guides can be used as well. So Daria, any other questions at this point?
Not about the simulator, but thanks.
Okay. Well, we already have some. Let me open our website. We already have some demos available today under products, iSpring Suite 8. And there you can go and play around with the dialogue simulator. Scroll down a little bit. So there you would click See All Demos. And here we go. There is a nice dialogue for car dealership. And any kind of dialogue that you create can be certainly placed on your website, to your blog, anywhere you want. Using this great tool, you can also create more complex dialogues like a crime scene game. I don't see it around the templates here, but if you like, we can share it with our webinar participants, and you can play this crime scene game to investigate who was a killer or whatever.
So you can hide clues. That would be an interesting one to kind of customize and make a learning game. It's interesting because I know most of the people here are in the e-learning, but right as you were talking about the website, like this is such a great marketing tool that companies need to look at for, answering your frequently asked questions in your own business in a format like this that people can come to your website and go through and get their questions answered. Really cool use for it. So, but you'd have to share it with your marketing team. You'd have to let them know. You guys are going, no, don't tell them.
It's sure. Sure, I took a good role. Okay, Michael.
So should we go next?
Yeah, questions about this feature, so I think we can move forward.
Okay, cool.
Is a question that Lynn had is this a chat dialogue or audio? I'm guessing this is chat.
Yes.
This
is the chat. The version 8.2.
The next version there'll be video and audio changes. So okay, stay tuned, Lynn. It's coming.
Yeah, it's great to know that some of our customers are already using Dialog Simulator, and I think everybody can get hold of features of the dialog simulation tool. So what we also have in the new version, the great thing is a screen recording tool. So if we need to train our employees how to use a program, for example, how to use iSpring, I would record the part of the screen that shows a PowerPoint window. So let's start recording. Usually this tool works like any other screen recording tool. If you're familiar with Camtasia Studio or any other similar tools, you'll have no problems getting started to using iSpring screen recording tool. Well, yeah, it slows down your computer a little bit, but any other video recording tool, it would create a new process that is pretty consumable for your machine. So let's see how to publish a course. So we can adjust some advanced settings, like make it fit to the size of our website. Select a player and customize colors. Let's select another player template, so we don't have this sidebar because I don't like it here. So it should be presentation.
Are there any examples that we have for language learning?
Yeah, actually, we are creating a new cool demo for learning Russian. So our employee Brian is creating his own course, and he'll narrate it with his voice, and moreover, he'll record a video of himself.
Because he's learning Russian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
And Bo asked that question. Bo, based on your profile pic with your cowboy hat, are you wanting to translate into like Texan language?
Yeah.
Are y'all trying to translate that?
I like his hat, by the way.
That's right.
Okay.
Here's a couple more technical questions. And Daria, I don't know, do you see, I don't want to throw you too off course. Are there any that, I know was it Melissa's question that's been out there? We were waiting for Michael to get on about, oh no, it was Cheltao. In iSpring 8, will there be an option for the user to return to the course after taking the quiz? Did we answer that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say it again.
In version 8, will there be an option for the user to return to the course after taking the quiz? Like, can they return?
Well, yeah. Actually, in the current version, you are returning to the course after you take this quiz. So, for example, we go 8th, 9th slide, and then there's a slide that contains the quiz, and after this quiz, we can continue learning. So it can be a last slide, it can be the entire presentation after the quiz. Also, there is a nice feature of a nice branching feature that you can use here. So on Quiz Pass, you go to some exact slide, and on Quiz Fail, you can close the window, or you can select a slide that will give more information about the top.
A very interesting question from Nicholas. How flexible is the template creation? Like, can you have the table of contents on the left instead of the right, or can you change the colors and logo?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can do that. Let me just really briefly show you how the video screen recording tool works. So here I captured my screen, and I can edit right away. So here I was talking while recording the video. You can see in this new version of the audio editor, I can select a piece of audio and increase the volume. So I would just go to tools, adjust volume, and increase the volume. So here we go. This kind of audio normalization is available in any audio editing tool like Audacity or SoundForge. It's a more professional tool. And iSpring is not competing with SoundForge because it is a pro tool with hundreds of different effects. iSpring is more focused to recording and processing audio narrations because our users deal with them most. So using these tools, you can perfectly adjust your audio narration, and you can see the waveform of your voice. And the most cool feature, most advanced feature, is noise removal. Noise removal feature was has started to be developed, one of the last features before their release, because our engineers just looked at the program from another point of view, and we just decided that it's not good audio editor without noise removal, and we did it pretty good. Like, the process of noise removal is very simple. You just need to select a piece of silence. Here in this room, I don't have a lot of noise, a lot of background noise, like computer fans, air conditioning. But as you can see on this picture, the background noise will look like that, and we just need to select that and click the button, remove noise, and the entire audio clip will be
stripped of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So that works even if there was like silence or fan or white noise, but then all of a sudden somebody closed a door and there was a loud noise. You can select that piece and it'll strip all of the audio out?
Well, no. Remove noise actually is tend to remove background noise, like door closing or claps or your voice. These are not general background sounds. Therefore, and as a matter of fact, they are loud. So this tool will not affect additional sounds like claps and I don't know, coughs, but you can find them on your recording. Like this one.
Yeah, and you can just cut it out.
Yeah, you can whether cut it out or click silence, and here we go. Or if you don't like the phrase that you used, I don't know who's this phrase. Okay, but here we want to make it silent. Okay.
Oh, great. Okay.
I have more questions about quizzes, though. So here's one more question. So can 8 version send an email results to the person who took the quiz?
Okay, let me go to quiz properties.
One person, can it send it to the individual quiz?
Yeah, the person who took this quiz before, and just send the results.
Okay, so under properties, we can go to results, and here you can send it to email or to several emails. However, you cannot send it to yourself. It was made in terms for some reason, for some security reason, so students cannot cheat. So yeah, there's a reason why this option is not here, which means that you can send it to a teacher or to several people by using
But if you
comma.
have 100 students that are taking it and you have 3 instructors, you can choose the 3 instructors. You can't have the individual students receive the results.
Yeah, if you already know the email of the student, but I think that answer was about the student that fills in the email before taking a quiz, and then after he or she um, passed a quiz, the results will go to a student, but it cannot be done. In order to check your results, I would recommend using iSpring Learn or any other learning management system because it's very easy to check every attempt. Because when you get an email with a result, it's very time-consuming to set them in the right order and figure out which email is which quiz. Although you can perfectly adjust the details of this message. But if you want like to check some certain results, it's better to use an LMS. Even some free learning management systems like Moodle would do this job like
So are
10
you saying
times
then if the
better.
results could go to the LMS and then the students could log in and see their results that way?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Melissa, that.
the next question also about the quiz from Dr. Hitam Zaiza. I believe it's from Florida. I think I know this university. So the question is, does the quiz setting allow to count the last attempt only as a part of the final grade?
Well, yeah. Also, this question is related more to the LMS side because what Quizmaker does, it asks a user for some questions, and then it submits the results to the system where it's located. And you can set several attempts to passing your quiz. So number of attempts to take the quiz by default is 1, but you can set 3 times. And in this case, the best details will go to the email if you use send quiz results to email. So does it answer this question?
Yes.
Yeah, because in LMS, in every LMS, there is a setting for your SCORM courses that you can accept the best result, the latest result, or the average result for this course. So there is a setting in iSpring Learn, and I know that there is the setting in Moodle and in most learning management systems.
So what about the import? For instance, we have a question that the customer created a quiz by importing data from an Excel file, right? So imagine that he add another questions and answers in this Excel file. Like let's say that we re-import it. So how the quiz maker handle the data? Will it recognize the new rows or the column?
Well, there is a complex process of importing Excel data sheets, and if you go there, you can click on the link how to import questions, and there is there's a template that you can open and edit. And of course, you can add more questions. So this template actually describes the question type and answers. Like you can have as many columns for answers as you want. So as we can see here, we have 10 10 preset answers, but you can continue and create more answers. Yeah, as for media, you can include a path to some images, video, and audio files. The only thing you cannot do in this Excel template for importing your questions is that you can do using slide view options. So you cannot create custom design like determine the placement of each element, because it would be too complex for this template. So it's like general settings that you can apply to a new question in a form view. So we can edit the text of the question, the answers, some points, etc. But you cannot edit the design of the quiz.
Right, and if I have the blank questions, I mean like the blank row column, can I fill the blank questions be imported into QuizMaker?
Fill in the blank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's create a question, a blank question here.
While you're creating, I'll just answer one more question. Sylvia asked, okay, so if she will be available to have to access to the webinar later.
Yeah.
So we will have the webinar later. It's our, I think, the latest webinar from about the iSpring 8, like for next 2 weeks. But we will have the recording of this webinar, so we will definitely share the recording, and we'll check it.
This recording, like within the next, within the hour after this ends, it'll be on the Facebook page and LinkedIn, or LinkedIn and Google Plus pages. So yeah, you'll be able to watch it again in slow motion.
Well, yeah, answering to the question about fill in the blank, the structure of this question is pretty complex. You see, you can insert blank fields anywhere in the text, and to describe this, you would need to have like a lot of columns here. And using this Excel template, you can import only basic types that can be easily described, and fill in the blank is not on the question list here. So any question that you see here, you can create using an Excel template. But for example, fill in the blank, and also like a hotspot question, it would require some serious approach to designing this this Excel template. And moreover, it'll be really hard for a regular user to determine like shape here. You would need to determine every point of the shape, and it would be really complex for the sheet view.
Okay, great. We have more questions about quizzes, but I think that it's great. It will be great if we will cover a little bit more. I mean, the section about the 50/50 screen. If we have a new feature.
Sorry, Daria, you were interrupted. Say it one more time.
I said that we have more and more questions about quizzes, but I think that now we can make a short overview of 50/50 screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the inside name of this player was 50/50, like a code name, but eventually we decided that not everybody will understand what does it mean.
Sure.
But yeah, while our customers were asking us to add this kind of player, or actually they asked to make our universal player more to give more customization to our universal player, but eventually we ended up creating a new player. It was the right approach. So, in order to show the
Player.
yeah, this video lecture or 50/50 player, we would need to record some video for the presentation. And let me record a video right now if the uh, webinar session will let me do that. Okay, so
Testing the bandwidth of all our systems.
yeah.
Don't break the internet. Get your duct tape ready, everyone.
Okay, so yeah, let's start recording. Hello, everybody. This is the solar system course, and in this course we'll cover general knowledge about our solar system, about Earth, Mars, and other planets of the solar system.
Okay.
We wanted to know if you knew all the planets in order.
In order. Yeah, the first is
I'd have to sing the whole song from Blue's Clues show. Little kids shows, the only way I can remember all of them.
Okay, so let's save and close. And try publishing it with a video lecture player. As you can see, the button for customization is grayed out here, but it's because you don't need that. This player will automatically adjust to every screen, and it is like a YouTube player, very light and very easy to use, to work with.
Oh, Gina, I couldn't hear you.
Oops, forgot to hit mute. So you just recorded the video because it froze for a second. You recorded the video, and then you have your slides, and then you're just pulling them together in here?
Right.
Or do you have to record it in here?
You have to record it in Manage Narration tool. Okay. So this is this is home for all of your narrations. Record your audio, your video there. So here on the top panel we have record audio and record video buttons, but these are just for recording a piece for a single slide. But if we want to narrate like several slides, certainly we would go to Manage Narration tool to work more conveniently with our narration. And after we finished recording, we close out Manage Narration and go Publish. And from there, we select a player, video lecture, and publish. And here we can see the result. By dragging this this border, I can enlarge the slide area and a video area. And this works the same on all kinds of devices. So let me open it in the browser.
Real quick on that. So you've recorded the video as you're looking at the slide. So I would bring up my slide deck. I would record the video. Mm-hmm. Then who is controlling? Am I putting the course together? Am I determining which is bigger, or is the user?
Well, yeah, a user can drag this, can change the dimensions of every element dragging the middle border. But also, let me show you this important feature. under Presentation Explorer, we can change the layout of the player. It works actually for both, for the standard, for universal player, and for the video lecture player. So here we can have maximized video, and on other slide we can, okay, it doesn't have video, but we can set full, and this would trigger the player to turn into to enlarge the slide and minimize the video. And this layout change will maximize audio and minimize the slide. So if we save these customization, it's kind of customization in Presentation Explorer, and publish it again, the changes for this player will be automatically incorporated into the published presentation.
And then would we need to say something? Like, how does the user know that they can do that?
Well, yeah, here's the thing. This option is not very obvious, that you can customize the view of your, the size of the video and the slide. But yeah, we'll try to do something to instruct our customers that here you go to and select a player, and if you want to set automatic layout changes, you go to Presentation Explorer and select whether layout is good for this exact situation.
But it could be like an opening narration of a presentation to mention that. Might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, as you're watching this, just know that you can make my video smaller or make the slides bigger.
Yeah, automatically. But yeah, still remember that the end user who views the presentation, the end user can take control at any time, and if a user doesn't like your video, he can just minimize it. So don't think that if you maximize video, it'll be not possible to change, because the user is who view the presentation, and we decided that user should determine the layout of the player.
In case they're tired of seeing my big head, they could switch it.
Okay. Mark, we couldn't hear you, so you can turn on.
Oh, sorry.
You.
I was wondering if Gina was implying that she had a big head.
Yes, I am implying that. I always say when I watch a video going, oh my gosh, I sit too close to the camera. My head is giant.
Okay. It's also, like, the time runs so fast. Again, it's almost 1 hour, and we have more questions left. Anyway, I have one more last question for you guys. So what is the best form format to use in the last version of Moodle with iSpring, with the conversion of PowerPoint to HTML5?
Well, yeah, here's the thing. When you go publish and select an LMS, yeah, actually everybody who publishes to some third-party learning management system should follow the same procedure. So you would go publish LMS and go to the last tab, learning course, select a SCORM type here. Usually for Moodle it's SCORM 1.2, but I know that some latest releases of Moodle, maybe they were like 5 years ago, but they're still latest because Moodle is free. Some of them support SCORM 2004, but most of Moodle systems work with 1.2. So the course type is not related to the output options that you select here. It depends on you. You can we recommend using combined mode all the time, or or a mobile output mode. So any way, if you select whether combined or mobile, it'll be wrapped into a SCORM package. So also I usually zip output. So when I hit publish, this zip package is already SCORM compliant, so you can use it and upload it to your LMS right away. If we extract it here and go to resources, here we can see the presentation. This presentation is in an HTML5 format, so under data folder we have all the images, fonts, etc. And we would normally launch index file, but not with Explorer. Okay, I use Chrome to launch this presentation, and hey Chrome, where are you?
And one more time, I have one question about this session. Yes, this session is recorded and will be available in 1 hour. So you can check it out on Google+, on Twitter, on LinkedIn.
Everywhere you want to be.
Right. So, Michael, I know that you're just trying to show how the package looks like, but we have the surprise for everyone who's with us today, right?
Special offer.
Gina, would you like to share the information about our surprise?
Yes. Yes. If any of you who are listening, and this will be those of you who are listening live or recorded, but you're going to, if you want to have a special offer, 20% off of iSpring 8, you have to send an email to sales@ispringsolution.com. It has to go to sales. Don't put this on our social media pages. It has to be an email to sales@ispringsolution.com, and then in the subject line, just write webinar discount. And then we'll know that you get that, and we'll email you back the code for 20% off. Smoking deal for attending the webinar.
Yeah, and the deadline is just, you can send this till the end of October. That's it.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching this recording later than October 31st, too late. Headless Horseman. It was cut off.
Yeah. And one more great news. I know that we had many questions last time, and Michael, I think Michael has answers. So we're ready to spread these answers. And also we have new questions this time, and we also will prepare the answers to these questions as well. And we will be happy to share with all questions and answers.
So basically, if your question was left hanging here and we didn't get to it, it's probably because it was more technical and specific to your situation. So we'll take all the questions, we'll put the answers with them, and we'll share those on social media as well. So thank you. This was great. Another great tutorial and lesson of iSpring.
1 hour. I'm like, yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. And
Thank you.